Okay, Nathaniel here, and welcome to Stand Out from the Crowd. This is where we talk about what you can do on your profile to really make yourself appeal to the target audience that you're going after. Please bear in mind that this isn't alone. All you need to be successful on LinkedIn. Standing out from the crowd is just one component. But what happens, it's quite interesting, when you do search for your name on LinkedIn, on Google, you'll find that your LinkedIn profile generally comes up towards the top. So if your customers are coming to meet with you and they want to do their background checks, the easiest place for them to find out a little bit of information about you is to hop onto Google and search your name. And if your LinkedIn profile comes up at the top, then in this scenario, it's actually more important than your website. Okay, so I want you to think of your LinkedIn profile like your website. One of the things I often ask the audience when I do seminars and so on is, are you particular about who you connect with on LinkedIn? And a lot of people are quite particular. And then I ask them the question, well, are you particular about who views your website? Because there's not much different, to be honest. It's not like Facebook where there's all this personal information on there. A lot of the LinkedIn profile is visible to people that aren't even connected with you in the first place. Prior to watching, please complete your personal branding worksheet. It's important that you know exactly what it is that you're trying to portray through your profile, and also watch how to get an all-star profile, which is really the 8 basics that you need to know in order to move on to the next step. There's 3 different reasons why you might be on LinkedIn. One of them is in recruitment or looking for a job. Another one is to market for marketing, and the other one is for sales opportunities and business development. So this is what we're going to go through today. So if you have a note, paper and pen handy, pay attention, because these parts are actually crucial. If you generate like all of these messages and you've got the perfect target market, and when they look at your profile, you don't define your personal brand, you don't have a killer headline, your summary is not written in an engaging manner, and you don't have things that make you stand out from your competition, it's a bit of a pointless exercise. You can imagine if we're getting 1,000 people to look at your profile and we can get 10% of them to contact you as opposed to 1%, that's 90 more leads that you would have. Okay, so in the world of small business, the line between personal and company branding is thin. I'm just bringing up an interesting Prezi. See if this loads up. I only came across Prezi more recently, and I thought that this particular one was extremely relevant to what we're talking about. So, willing to help, provide value, be authentic. This is the new way of selling, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly what I want you to be thinking when you're on LinkedIn. Okay, your profile, activities and content community. Step 1, set up your profile, introduce yourself, help your clients add value. Share meaningful content, engage them in conversation, whenever, wherever, instantly, be honest. Dress to impress, invest in a headshot. This is all the stuff that I agree with. Replace your title with a tagline, or have keywords in there. Claim your name with the URL. We're going to go through this as well. You'll notice on the right there, you've got the all-star status with that blue circle there. So this is what I want you all to be aiming to achieve. Share articles. If you find something interesting, you think your target market's going to be interested in it as well, then share it. Introduce yourself. I want you guys to be personal, because LinkedIn is a social media website, and I tell you right now that if it was a just a database of online CVs. It would be one of the most boring social media websites, and it definitely wouldn't have 300 million users on it. And relevant media. Earn recommendations. Ask recommendations from your clients. Don't bother getting them from your staff or ex-colleagues and that kind of thing. I know people say that that's the way to do it, but I want genuine recommendations on my students' profiles. Projects, publications, be creative. Look at what your competition's doing. So how cool is that when you tag people in a project or a publication, you actually show up on their profile as well. It's interesting who's viewing your profile, see who they are, where they come from. More often than not, they'll be coming from people that are recommending you or projects and things that you've been involved in. Look at who's been visiting you. So when you do your privacy settings, a lot of people ask me, should I choose to display who I am or be completely anonymous? Show people who you are. I mean, if people are interested in what you do, they'll contact you. They can't do that if they don't know who you are. So if you're not sure how to do it, go to privacy and settings and then select what others can see. So this is what real key engagement stuff here. What are the problems that you solve? People always connect with a problem before they connect with a solution. And we're going to go into the summary, how to write a summary in more detail, but think about calls to action as well. Now we're starting to see the power of LinkedIn. Look at this. You update a colleague and a friend, share it, like it. All of a sudden people are using it in events like this. It's absolutely amazing what can happen on LinkedIn. I'll provide you with the link to this so you can look at it in your own time. This sort of is a really cool way to give you a bit of a high-level overview of how LinkedIn works and some of the things you can do to stand out and stand out from the crowd. Okay. Now, get a plan. So, in your workbook, you'll notice that we talk a lot about branding and unique selling propositions, your target market and strategy. Focus first of all on the branding. Learn out what your strengths are, your values, your passion, and your purpose. And then once you know that, you'll find it much easier to write your profile. Your unique selling proposition goes without saying. What's your key points of difference? This builds authority, and it's a perfect way to add value. Okay, photographs. Look, these are good examples of, how not to do it. These are professional photographs, right? It's got to be industry appropriate. Like the ones that do the best are always the ones that stand out from the crowd. So they'll be a little bit different, but do what you can to stand out as well. I don't think there's anything wrong with having an outdoor profile photograph, as long as you're dressed appropriate, and I think it's worth getting it done professionally. Photograph, yep. I guess I'm gonna experiment with a few different bits and pieces, but at the end of the day, Professional photograph makes all the difference. It's the first things people see. Your headline, optimize it. It's the most important field for profile optimization. You've got 120 characters, so make the most of them. Okay, writing a powerful summary. You should have this document in your resources section, and if you follow the questions that this document asks, it was the perfect way to write a summary. In fact, this is the brief that we send our clients when we're doing profile optimization, and we base the content and the copywriting on this. So like, what are the 3 biggest frustrations you solve for your customers and that kind of thing. Here's some really quick tips on how to write your summary. Always write in first person. A lot of people write in third person, and it's funny because the reason they do it is to not seem too, cocky. I guess I think it, quite often has the opposite effect, and a lot of people are not going to contact you if they think that you're not the one behind your profile, so bear that in mind. Use relevant keywords. Bullet points is a great way to do this. Speak directly to your target market, get inside their head, talk about the benefits, be personable, show you a bit of empathy, and make it easy to read. And spelling and grammar, big one. It's one that we all slip up on from time to time, but it is so important. Okay, see, this is an example of my profile. Add links and media at the bottom of your summary, and you can put in some keywords there as your specialties. Always finish with call to action, with a website link or an email address or whatever it is. In your experience section, there's nothing that says that you can't have multiple experience sections for one role. If you fulfill 2 roles at one job, then by all means have 2 separate sections. I mean, it's more content. Add publications, tag the people that are involved in the publications. This is some of the things that really make all of the difference between yourself and your competitors. If you're looking at one profile with this stuff and one without, generally that'll give you the competitive edge. Education is actually one of the key components that LinkedIn look at, and if you haven't been to university, but by all means put your school in, or even relevant tape courses that you may have done, or some people even put the School of Hard Knocks, which is cool. I mean, that's something that they believe in. And let your network speak for you. Endorsements and recommendations, the best ways to sell. That's why websites are becoming less and less popular, because on websites we control everything that's on there. So when we come through to a social media website, it's actually your customers and your network that's doing the selling for you. Recommendations, getting recommendations is always going to be key. I think that it's a lot easier than people think. I guess if you ask for a recommendation, there's a couple of barriers to why people wouldn't do it. One is they don't know how to, and the second is they don't know what to write to keep you happy. So we eliminate those by demonstrating exactly how you do it, and you go to the profile of the person that you want to recommend, and there's a drop down menu by the big blue tab, which is right next to the profile photograph, and it says recommend this person, and you just follow the links, and you can even request recommendations from within your LinkedIn profile and offer to draft something up. So literally, if I was to ask for a recommendation for someone, I might say something like this: look, I really appreciate the fact that we've been doing business for so long, and I'm so glad that you're having such a positive experience. I would love it if you'd share one of your experiences on my LinkedIn profile so that other people can enjoy the same benefits. Okay, build your credibility. The primary benefit of us being on LinkedIn is to show thought leadership and to provide value to people in this space. This was a quote by the head of growth marketing at HEO, and I think that we all tend to strive to be industry leaders in some shape or form, and I think this is a very healthy competitive edge that you can have. Set up your skills and expertise correctly, so you want to order them in the way that you want to get endorsed for them, move them up to the top of your LinkedIn profile and so on. LinkedIn will suggest to you when you're in your profile in edit mode, what you can change. Certifications is a big one. You can go and put in LinkedIn fundamentals straight away with Bibby Consulting Group. That's essentially what we're going to be going through in this LinkedIn Insider course and the advanced stuff later on. And the next step, download your LinkedIn profile checklist from the resources section and check out who's been viewing your profile stats. You might be interested in seeing the results. I look forward to profile optimization, which is next, and we're going to show you exactly the steps that you need to follow to get to #1 in the search results. Until then, be successful on LinkedIn.